in this session, like how homeopathy can help us to know our disease and to know ourselves. As so many speakers talk about so many things already they cover. So now I like to discuss about the recover OCD with homeopathy. So before dealing with any disease or before treating to any patient, we must know about the disease first. We must know about what pathology and how this pathology is going to work or putting impact on patient first. And the people, those who have the disease, they should also know about their disease first before taking the treatment. So let's see what the OCD is. Everyone know that that's an obsessive compulsive disorder because nowadays the disease is increasing day by day. uh, the thing is key in this thing, there is unreasonable thoughts are there are unreasonable fears are there, so many things, it's related to mind, so many things are going on there. When we particularly see and understand word to word about that, the obsession represents the repetition of the things, the repetition of the habits, the distress, and the compulsion is like a behavior of the patient, and out of that the obsession is developed there. I'm little going faster because the time is limited and I want to present a case also, and a long case also. So here with this chart, I just try to present the prevalence of obsessive compulsive disorder among adolescents in this studied sample. This is the studied sample by higher authorities. And this cycle is very, I thought, very important to understand because because how how this cycle, how the OCD is developed, we can understand by this chart here. So first, the obsession is develops, and what that obsession is, that is a unwanted distress, unwanted thoughts are there. Patient are continuously thinking, person is continuously thinking that what if something happened. They have doubt on their work, like if they lock something, they're going to check it again and again. Is this completely or perfectly locked or not? If they have obsession to wash the hand, they're going to wash the hand so many times continuously out of a doubt that if the hand is clean or not. Out of this obsession, the anxiety is developed, and that's a false alarm, and the anxiety is about the distress, the fear is there. If the hands are not not washed clearly, my hands are dirty, and I get some infection out of that. So obsession develops that anxiety, and out of because of that anxiety, this compulsion is there. Out of the anxiety, repeated work person is going to do, means that develops a compulsion here. And this compulsion is relief for a shorter period of time after repeating the thing so many times, and again the obsession is there. So this is a kind of a circle. Out in this circle the things is happening. Just I like to do research on the things, means what are the things what WHO is saying, what are the uh, everything in the chart and everything about whatever I'm going to present or whatever I'm going to study. So the mean age of OCD, if according to the study we understood, that is about the 18 or 20, like most of in the adolescence age. If we see the gender, which gender is affecting more from the OCD, so yes, males are affecting more than the females. So if there is a problem, if there is a pathology, if there is a condition, person is suffering from something, so definitely something abnormal should be there. So in the different areas, in the different parts of the brain with the OCD, some abnormalities are there. which is there in this chart. So let's see it in the orbitofrontal cortex. In normally there is integrated sensory information, make decision and anticipation, rewards and punishment. So this thing happen normally, but in OCD brain there is a detect an error where there is not one and send worry signals. So that's why the more worry, the more tension, the more stress is there in the OCD peoples. In basal ganglion, normally there is control, control in the movements, thinking, and the judgment. In OCD brain, this all things fails because of the. So likewise, in different parts of the brain, different affected. We have to see that so many different types of OCDs are there. Like people have different types of habits to repeat in their life, in their habit. So what's that? Usually, if we see, there are so many types of OCD, but I'm discussing here few of the important things that what we are treating in our day-to-day practice. So that is the checking, the mental contamination, the ordering wala thing, the thoughts and the hoarding. Let's see one by one. I'm going to explain all this thing one by one. So the checking, this is the most common thing in the OCD, what we are getting in the patients. In this thing, people have habit out of that anxiety to check the things again and again, like they did it properly or not, the lock is proper, or after the locking they are just trying to hold, no, press them so many times or 5 times or 10 times continuously, out of this anxiety that the lock is proper or not. Likewise, so many things are there, what they are doing repeatedly. Second one is there is a fear of dirt, a fear of infection. What I got in my practice most of the time, there is a fear of infection actually. Out of that infection, this feeling of getting infection, again the anxiety develop, and out of that anxiety, again the patient is going to repeatedly wash the hand, repeatedly wash the place, repeatedly wash clothes, just to make themselves satisfied that there is no infection, there is no dirt remain on that particular place. The third one is the orderliness. In this thing, the person is that much particular that they are not satisfied if the thing is 1 inch above and below, you know. So they think they want thing very symmetrical, in very orderly thing, all the things, you know, if they are arranging cupboard, if they are arranging some work even, they are going to do all the things very 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 perfect. Like you can say the fastidiousness is there. This is in OCD, there is a over fastidiousness is there. The fourth one is intensive thoughts. There is a deep thoughts are there. If person get a thought or a feeling, they remain with that thought and feeling 24 hours for so many days continuously. This is also part of OCD. And last one is the hoarding. Hoarding is to collect unnecessary things and gather them and store them. This is also part of OCD, where they have a emotional attachment with the items, with the things which are not even in the use of that person. Still, they are gathering all the things, storing them, and keeping them with them. They feel better and good out of this. So let's see what are the causes. So, so many causes, but few of them are the family history. If the family history is there, person is more prone to get the OCD. If the environmental factor is there, out of some trauma or abuse or some stressful events or some tensions, the people can get this thing. And the biological cause is also there. This is it means that the brain chemical, some chemical problem is there. Means certain transmission of certain brain chemicals is wrong, such as serotonin is there, and some other chemicals are there. Out of that, the people can get develop this condition and this type of symptoms. So I'm going to discuss one case only out, and it's a long case because, and we have a limited time for this presentation. So this is the case of a 43-year-old male. This is the preliminary data of the patient. So the complaint of the patient is that he have that I have some mental problem. So when I told him to explain his mental problem, he's like, I have fear of losing some valuable things in my things always in my mind, and this feeling is continuous 24 hours. This feeling is there, and he is washing his hands again and again, count the things again and again, like and before doing anything or before any action, he just feel like the thought is there, the thing is good or bad. In Hindi, like it's a shubh or ashubh. So this kind of thoughts are a rush of thoughts are there. 24 hours the thoughts are there, and he is unable to even concentrate on his work out of this rush of thoughts. And he blame himself always. Like if anything wrong happened, he is blaming himself. That this is because of me. I did this. I did that. If some sexual thoughts come in his mind, he feel like disgusting. He is like, yeah, why this kind of thoughts are coming in my mind? I'm not good. Like he's touching feet of God repeatedly 50, 60 times wherever he saw the temple. In India, so many temples are there in on the road. So on every temple, he's going to stop his bike, going down from the bike, and continuously like this. He's just touching feet of the God, and just so feel like if he is not doing this act, now something bad will happen. This feeling is very very strong. And if in very near places, if two temples are there, he is bound to stop on all the temples. Image, about the image, he explains something like, I feel like my image will run out, and I feel alone. He feel weak, like I can break easily. He feel like I'm made of some fragile material here. This feelings are this bold letters wala feelings are very very strong in that patient. Daily morning he used to worship God for an hour or sometimes for a couple of hours. And if by chance because of some emergency work he is unable to worship for an hour, he feel like God will going to punish me and something bad will happen. This symptom is very very prominent. All these mental symptoms are very very prominent in patient. And he's like, I used to do abnormal activities, like if my pen is fall on the floor, I pick it up and clean the floor there by his hand. This unusual abnormal activities he used to do. So he's explaining further, like in a business, me and my partner got lost because of my mistake, and he feel weak and broken there. Out of that incidents, he feel weak and broken. There is extramarital affair of this person, and he took back a step, and he feel the weak and broken again on that place also. He grown up in a spiritual environment at home, and there is a lack of confidence, there is a fear of failure in this person. So see how this person grown up from his childhood. So he is like, my family is very spiritual, and out of that, when he was adolescent, the feeling developed that If he saw some girl or someone, and if he feels something about them, he feel like I'm doing something wrong. Out of that environment also, growing environment is also means responsible for so many things. The other complaint is of acidity, which is an acute complaint of the person, which is aggravated after taking the spicy and oily thing, and amelioration by cold and apple. And the body ache during acidity is there. So when I told him to explain about his nature, he is like, I'm a very sentimental type of person. I'm very emotional person, and he is angry very easily, and is called during anger and rarely throw thing during the anger. He's like, I want respect back if I am respecting someone. So, and he like to be alone. These are the, and about the childhood is like, I was in NCC, and I was an average student, and after the eighth the paper is spoiled, and a big fearful time that was this incidents during explaining this thing na, he was like about to cry, like that much impact of this event, this incidents of his life still is on him. So he's what he is explaining, like when I was on in eighth standard, a his paper was spoiled, and a big fearful time for that. And what I will do in future. This thing is so much impactful on his mind that time. So and the confidence level is also gone very lower. So he decided to do the BSc, and continuously 3 years he was fail in this exam also. If you see the family history of this patient, there's no any big thing is there, but a CA tongue is there to a uncle. A heart attack history is there. Two people have diabetic wala history, and the son have the psoriasis. Generalities. So he desires for spicy things. He avoids the domestic and jackfruit. He disagree the banana. It make because of the banana he got cold and cough. And thirst is moderate. Person is thermally chilly, and the perspiration is specifically on the forehead and back, which is tense white. Bowel movements are unsatisfactory. Sometimes loose motions are also there. The sleep is, he always wake at 3 a.m. in the night, and hardly he get 2.5 or 3 hours of sleep at night only because of his thoughts. Whenever the thought is start na, he was sleepless, and hardly he get 3 hours of sleep only. Dreams he can't remember well, but he remember hardly a one to dream of childhood, where also he doesn't remember the feeling of him, but the dreams was the fall from the height, snake, and some fearful dream, but he is unable to explain in detail about all the feeling during in the dream, because it's a childhood wala dream. What I observe in the patient, there is a wart on the eyes, eyelid, and neck. Okay, so what I understood miasmatically in this patient, there is a strong psychotic miasm is predominant in this person. There is a fixed ideas like if I doesn't did this thing will happen. He is covering up. The guilt feeling is there. The avoidance and the hide thing, all these things are there. So we can end up on the psychotic remedy for this person. So, what I analyze in this case is there is a compulsive behavior, there is a feeling of weak and broken, there is a dream of falling from height, sleepless at 3 a.m., He is blaming self. There is a lack of confidence, the fear about the future, and he want to be alone. So when we select report rubrics according to the analysis, the rubrics are delusion, imagination, glass made of uh, what he. It's actually the patient not going to use the exact rubric wala word the glass, but he used that fragile word there. That's why I took this rubric here. There is a compulsive disorder, anxiety future about, anxiety sleeplessness with. There's a dream falling heights from height, reproaching self because he is blaming self, company aversion too because he like to be alone. There is the religious affections, confidence, want of self, indifference, apathy, and midnight after 3 a.m. about. In generalities, I think this. So when we put all these rubrics on repertory chart, the Tuja is standing on first place here. So just I like to explain that why we selected the and how and why we'll end up on the Tuja here. So I use kingdom approach to solve this case. So definitely the patient is from the plant clinic kingdom, the sensitivity and everything, what the pattern we saw in the case. So definitely the patient is from the plant kingdom. The talk of plant is like I am affected by this thing is hurts me, and this two particular words what we got in the case. And the nature and disposition of plant kingdoms are soft, sensitive, emotional, sentimental, etc. This kind of words the people those who are belonging from the plant kingdom they are using to explain themselves, what patient used here. So the Tuja is belonging from the coniferous family, and here we are going to understand the what is there in the coniferous family. So the active reaction of the family is the breakable, falling apart, fragility, the fragmented, and the passive is exactly opposite. That is the broken and isolated, vulnerable, unprotected. And the compensation is you become strong and protective of others who are brittle and fragile. So uh, in every case we are not going to get all these reactions, right? Not active, passive, and compensation, all this reaction in every case we are not going to get. What we are going to get in the case, either the active reaction, either the passive reaction, or either the compensation, right? So in our case the active reaction was there, so that's why we'll end up on the family and we'll end up on the remedy. If we see in the Soul of the Remedies by Dr. Rajan Sankaran sir, Thuja is strongly a psychotic remedy, and one of its main indication is the feeling of fragility, of being frail, a feeling of weakness within oneself. So this is how we can very nicely sir written over about the remedy on his book. We can understand the gist of that remedy by reading this book, but I like to prefer other books also along with that. So in Ellen's keynote also, if we see there is a sensation as if body, especially the limbs, were made of glass and would break easily. And again, if we see in the Soul of the Remedies, the Tuja is one of the main remedy for neurosis with several obsessive compulsive trends, fixed ideas, and behavioral patterns. Other material in other materia medica also we can get the same thing about the Tuja. So, why not the other medicines which are standing very firmly on the repertory chart, and why we avoid them and select the Thuja here? So, I'm just going to give the highlights and the gist feeling of these remedies and why we are not selected them. So, there is a feeling of insecurity in the arsenic album. There is anxiety. There is a restlessness which is not there in our patient. That's why we can rule out the arsenic. The sulfur, the main feeling is being scalded, suppressed, put down, criticized. So many embarrassment is there. and there is a feeling of humiliation and the hurting of his pride. This should be there to prescribe the sulfur there. Rustop's, the main feeling is as if something is going to happen, and the patient has many fears: fear of evil, fear of being hurt, fear of murder, all these things. Naxomika, definitely we know that the main expression is the heart, jealous, ambitious, impatience. So the prescription was Tuja 1M. There are so many follow-ups, but I'm going to highlight only few follow-ups I'm going to share here, because we don't have time to discuss about all the follow-ups here. So after the Tuja 1M, in first follow-up after a month, there are thoughts are slightly better. Initially, few days he feel much better, and after that the thoughts are again come up. And the washing and the counting the things is better, little bit better. Confidence is little bit improved. The fear of failure is better. But what I got here that initially few days he feel much better, and after that things are again started. So I feel to repeat the medicine again and again, means he in this case required the repetition here, and out of that I shift the patient on Tuja 0 by 1 LM1 potency here. So in LM potency we can repeat the dose frequently simply. So OD dose of Tuja is going to this patient. After the 2 months in the third follow-up, the thoughts are almost not there. The anxiety about future, twice in last month only, he doesn't stop in front of every temple now. Now this thing is confirmed by his wife also, that he's not doing all this thing now. Washing hands and counting things are not that much repeatedly there, but still it's there. The sleep is much better. He's not waking every day at 3 a.m. now. And in another follow-up, there was a feeling much better, so stop taking medicine. He himself stopped taking medicine, and again anxiety, washing, touching feet, and many things are getting again. So he come to me again that I need medicine, because I stop all the medicines by my own, because I feel that I'm okay now. And again in last 8-10 days he is waking at 3 a.m. in the night. So I increased the potency here, and with the Tuja 0 by 2, I again started with the patient here. And after 2 months, it doesn't stop in front of the temples. Thoughts are rarely now. The washing and the counting thing is there. Sleep is much better. It's very sound now. The anxiety and unfortunate feeling is not now. He is feeling much confidence, and because of that, he is doing his work also very well. Again, I keep continue with the medicine, with the same medicine and same potency. After after 2 months again in the follow up, all the things are, he's feeling like I have no symptom now, means all the things are very well. So I stopped the medicine there, and I put in aqua SL, like if we stop medicine suddenly now, so this type of patient are getting all the symptoms from the next day again, means they are feeling the symptoms are there, all those symptoms are not there. So I took some time to stop the medicine, and I put it on the SL, the aqua SL. On next follow-up, when he say that again he is feeling very well, and there is no symptom and there is no thoughts and repetition things are not there, that time I stop the medicines to the patient now. So this is how the case is solved. So as a doctor, what I feel, as a physician, as a homeopath, what I feel, there is a big social responsibility is on our shoulder, because there is so many myth and misconception about the mental illness, about the mental health, about the OCD and related depression and everything. Any mental illness, there is so many misconceptions and myths are there about that. So, as a physician, our responsibility is to make aware people about their mental health, their mental disorder, because so many times, what I saw in my practice, so many times people are even not ready to accept themselves that they have some mental problem. If someone try to convince them that you have some mental problem, they are considering like mental problem is like a madness. But both the things are very different, but still they are patient himself not accepting the things. And with the patient, the family, friends, the surrounding, the peoples, they are also not accepting them as a as they are ill. Like we are accepting the people, those who have the physical complaints, those who have even cancer, but we are not accepting the people, those who have some mental problem. You know, directly the madness is considered for them, although they have some other problems, and they are treatable also. And this I don't know there this problem is there or not, but in our place there is in India so many supernatural powers they are believing like that. And if any disease is there, they're thinking like if they did some scenes, or god is cursing them, or some evil eyes there. So all these things are this all are also a very big myth about the mental illnesses. And because of that so many people are suffering very longer, and they're not getting the proper treatment for that. So as a physician, as a homeopath, what I feel that that's our responsibility to make them aware and make them educate about their mental health. So uh, although I know that all the means we can say to the patient, we can request to the patient like don't feel ashamed to express your feeling, whatever you have in your mind. If you're not going to express yourself, you're not going to get a solution of your problems. And homeopathy have solution for all this kinds of things. You are safely and 100% can get result with the homeopathy. And I request to all of you to don't suffer much, just try homeopathy.
Amazing. Thank you very much. It was very deep. It was great.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And along with that, not only as a physician, but as a community, as a family, as a part of the society, other peoples also have a major role to feel and to make these people confident about themselves and their personalities and their problems, their mental health. So the psychiatric problems are not that much deep hurted to that person, but the societies and the family peoples and the society's reaction is more painful for them. Means people are avoiding them. He's mad, don't talk to him, and like that. This avoidance and this uncarefulness is more and more making sick them. Instead of that OCD and depression and all the things. So, with these two lines, I'm going to stop to my presentation here today. That the OCD is like having it stuck inside your head, and nobody else can see it. So the feelings are just visitors. Let them come and go. If you are means making free yourself, that your feelings are coming and going, you're not going to get the mental stress and the mental problems. So be free to talk to your physician, be free to talk to your